Hey, cousins. If only. Oh, y- should I? Nah. You already know what time it is, and it animated horror stories. Animated horror stories. I've tried to do this 3 times. Normally I would have just let y'all go through with it, but that's neither here nor there. I had to run downstairs. I had to answer my phone for my granny. I think my man called. It was a whole lot of hoopla hoopla. Where are we today? Our good cousins SSG house. What are we watching? Three true OnlyFans horror stories. Y'all know I love these Omegle, all of the creepy shit on the computer. Computer, social media, love it. That's me. Girl, grab a blunt, grab a bottle of water, grab a blanket, grab a bag of chips. If you have not already, please like the video right now. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Boom. You ready? Bow. Now we over here. Go to your cousin's house, subscribe, like a video. I don't care which video, like it, watch it by your lonesome. You don't have to watch it with me over there. Over here, you have to watch it with me. You have no choice. Okay? None. Okay. That being said, I'm letting my blunt now. I've been dealing with a lot.
Even though some men use it,
don't do this. Oh my goodness.
the truth is that the ones who almost always create content are women. I never created content, nor was it public from the people who do. So when my girlfriend told me she had a new job, I never imagined it was OnlyFans. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The bad thing is that under my nose was something so dark and sinister that you only expect it to happen in your worst nightmares. I remember everything that happened as if it was yesterday. And how could I not remember it? It was a Wednesday morning. Anna, my girlfriend, was looking for a new job after quitting a heavy office job that took her 10 hours and 6 days a week. And her salary was pretty bad. Anna had always been very good with computers. That year, she had finished a degree in web programming and was ready to enter the job market. But Anna's most characteristic trait was her curiosity. Her curiosity always allowed her to learn to do new things and start many new projects. But this time, her curiosity would ruin her life. It all started well.
They said curiosity.
At first, Anna just told me that she got a job, and that's why we were seeing each other a little less. She told me that she didn't want to talk about it much, and honestly, I understood her. She was quite shy, and I knew I had to respect her time to talk and tell things. Anyway, I was preparing for a lot of exams, and I also had a lot of work to do. So time was also against me. Before we left the cafeteria where we were, Anna also paid my part of the bill. I remember that I offered to pay, which she flatly refused, and with a smile, she asked to take care of it.
All right, big
This made me very happy.
Shop caller.
Not because of the money I saved, but because Anna was doing well. That was the last time I saw her for almost 2 weeks. I know there are couples who see each other that often, but with Anna, it was different. We used to see each other almost every day. And now that we don't see each other even on her day off, was very strange to me. I thought about going to her house and paying her a surprise visit. I didn't really expect to find her with another man or anything similar. I believed in her word and trusted her. That's why I was so surprised by what I found when I used the copy of the keys she gave me to enter her house. As soon as I entered, her house had changed. In the center of the dining room were a large amount of cameras and a lot of lighting tools.
Recording.
In the middle of all this setup was her, made up and in her underwear. As soon as she saw me, she panicked and almost got angry, asking me what I was doing there.
Girl, what are you doing?
In response, I told her that I wanted to pay her a surprise visit. At that moment, the one who really got angry was me.
Because what did you do
Not
over
because she
here,
had opened
butt
an
naked?
OnlyFans without telling me, but because she lied to me. She told me that she had found a programming job and that it took most of her time. At first, she told me that she had found a programming job and that she was doing this on her day off. But I knew Anna. I knew she was lying to me, and if it wasn't so serious, she would never have brought lighting and cameras as good as the ones she had. Crying, she apologized and promised not to lie to me again.
Don't cry.
She told me that she had her reasons and that she had to do it. She also told me that she couldn't tell me, but that I should trust her. I was angry, sitting there talking to her while I was thinking about whether I should go home or not, when suddenly I saw that she was not paying attention to me. Instead of listening to me, she was answering someone on the computer with a forced, awkward smile. That was enough. I was furious. I stood up and told her I was going to leave when suddenly I felt a metal object hit me from behind. She had hit me in the head with something.
Oh, wow.
I found it harder and harder to keep my balance and fell to the ground, seeing Anna crying with a frying pan in her hand. When I woke up, I felt like I had slept a lot. My head hurt so much from the blow Anna had given me. I tried to get up and leave, but I was tied to a chair.
You thought she's doing
Suddenly,
Onlyfans.
Anna appeared in front of me and walked slowly towards me. She had a huge knife in her hand and was looking at me, crying as if asking for forgiveness.
Anna, what are you doing?
I tried to scream, but my mouth was taped shut. I was desperate. I knew there was nothing I could do.
Nothing.
Anna was about to kill me, and I didn't know why. When she was in front of me, she raised the knife and tried to stab me in the chest. But before she did, she stopped.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Girl,
Anna took the tape off of my mouth and told me I had to get out of there as soon as possible. She told me to call the police and to warn her family. Suddenly, the light in her house went out, and Anna screamed in terror. Only the notebook was on, and Anna ran to close it. Confused, I asked her what was going on, and she explained everything.
Boy, why are you still there?
This job?
She told you to get out of there.
Onlyfans.
Call 12, call her mama.
And not only was she not working, she was a hostage. A few weeks earlier, she was applying for several web programming jobs. After a few hours, she got bored and opened her Tor browser to explore the deep web.
What I say? What I say?
But never before had she dared to go so deep into the web.
web.
Her curiosity led her to keep exploring until she found a lot more than she expected.
I know, I should do that.
She found a red room. Immediately after witnessing it, her computer rebooted itself and her camera turned on.
Stole your soul.
She didn't know how to turn it off because even after formatting it, the camera kept turning on. A few days later, she received a message that left her bewildered. In those messages were pictures of her family, her brothers leaving school, and her mother leaving work. There were even pictures of me in my apartment.
And that's it. They're paying me to do live shows, but this is not OnlyFans. If I don't log on for one of the live shows, all my loved ones are going to die.
I mean, but you're getting paid.
They told me to kill you, but I couldn't. And now I will suffer the consequences.
Yep, you sure will, because you got yourself into this.
I won't let anything happen to you.
Oh, you don't know how to...
You're a good man. I wish I could believe you.
Fact.
Immediately after telling me that, Anna hugged me in tears, telling me that she was terrified for her family's life. Immediately after that, we both began to see shadows walking by the dark window of her house.
Why didn't you leave when she told you to leave?
Went. They were surrounding us.
She's on live.
The glass in the house began to break at the same time. Anna stayed hugging me. She never hugged me so tight. She hugged me as if it was the last time I would ever do it in my life.
It might be.
And indeed, it was. Through the windows, terrifying men in jungle animal masks entered.
Just her.
Without mercy. Brutally beat me before I could defend myself, while the other two lifted Anna by the arms and carried her away.
Before you
All I could do was listen to her crying, asking me to please protect her parents and not to try to find her. Meanwhile, the man continued to beat me mercilessly. When his other two companions had left, he simply stopped, turned around, and left. He showed me no anger, happiness, amusement, nothing. He just kicked me like I was garbage, and when necessary, left me on the floor, bloody and crying for Anna. As quickly as those terrifying men entered and occupied the entire house, they simply left. The house was totally empty, with no light. I took out my cell phone to call the police, but it was gone. Surely that man must have stolen it while he was beating me.
Obviously.
I ran desperately and rang all the doorbells on the block. But they all turned off the lights and ignored me. I was desperate, screaming for help until one person opened up and let me use his phone. Once the police arrived and I told them everything that happened, they didn't really believe me. For a few hours, I was a suspect in Anna's disappearance. But after the truth was revealed by watching some street cameras, I was cleared of all suspicion. Once the family found out everything that happened, they confessed to me that Anna made a very strange phone call the same day, and that next day, they were going to go see her. They took her word for it, and to take care of the children, they moved. As I told you before, I never saw Anna again. Today, I am still afraid that whoever took her will keep their word and come after me too. I must tell you, I would even like that to happen, so I can see the faces of those who kidnapped her.
Boy, you ain't seen no damn faces. You see the way they beat your ass the first time? Stop playing.
Whenever people hear the word Onlyfans, they think about beautiful women posting adult content on the website to make money.
Sure.
However, men too can create content on Onlyfans.
They can.
And I am one of the content creators
That's what
there.
I say all the time.
My real name is Max Zelazar. But on my Onlyfans, I go by Max's. I have been posting content on the platform for the past year and have managed to pay off my student debt.
Hey.
I'm not too proud of my work as an Onlyfans content creator, but it does pay my bills and make me some good extra cash.
I want to be your one and only customer.
But the downside of making money on this app is it becomes tough to get a real job and to date. Many women do not want a man who creates content on Onlyfans. So when I matched with a 24-year-old, really attractive girl on Tinder, I was thrilled. We chatted on the app for a few weeks and then finally decided to go on a date the following weekend. It was my first date in a very long time, so I was pretty excited to meet this woman. In all her pictures, she was super good looking. She was an aspiring artist and had a great sense of humor. So it is quite understandable that I was on cloud 9. I myself am a handsome guy. I have never modeled or anything, but most of the women I have dated or consume my content on OnlyFans have told me I should become a model instead of going to business school. Nevertheless, here I am. We decided to meet up in a good high-end. Nevertheless, here I am.
Is this your mom's Instagram? Like, can we go? Okay, we're gonna go back. What is the? What are these
4-year-old, really attractive girl on Tinder? I was thrilled.
I'm sorry.
We chatted on the app for a few weeks and then finally decided to go on a date the following weekend.
You see, I'm gonna sue you if you don't
chatted on the app for a few weeks
videos.
And then finally decided to go on a date.
Bring a knife to an undisclosed location. If you don't want me to send this to anyone else, I'm gonna sue you if you don't delete those messages in videos.
It was my first date in a very long time, so I was pretty excited to meet this woman. In all her pictures,
I'm sure that these messages don't have nothing to do with this, but I'm still gonna read them because these are interesting.
She was super good looking. She was an aspiring artist and had a great sense of humor.
What story is that, SSG?
So it is quite understandable that I was on cloud 9. I myself am a handsome guy. I have never modeled or anything, but most of the women I have dated or consume my content on OnlyFans have told me I should become a model instead of going to business school.
I started reading it because I'm like, why are you going on the date with this person? This person that's texting you is insane. Okay. Is this your mom's Instagram? What the fuck? Don't do it. I'm begging you. Go to the park now. Okay, fine. You win. I'm leaving right now. You freak. As I said, I'm on the location. What you want from me now? All right. So this has nothing to do with the story, I'm sure.
Nevertheless, here I am. We decided to meet up in a good high-end restaurant at 7 in the evening.
They had to cut your finger off. That's what I really wanted to do. Since you don't want to cut your finger off, cut his and I'll leave you alone.
We decided to meet up in a good high-end restaurant at 7 in the evening. From our talks, I knew she was a bit shy, so I got to the restaurant about 20 minutes before 7, our decided time. I had reserved a booth in the very back overlooking the river so we could have the utmost privacy to talk and get to know each other while enjoying the view. I was wearing a button-up shirt, jeans, and boots. It wasn't too formal, but neither was it too casual. Obviously, I had put effort into my appearance. But soon, 7 turned to 7:30, and she hadn't shown up. And before I knew it, it was 8:30. I had eaten 2 appetizers and had a few glasses of wine. It was so heartbreaking that she had stood me up. I was very upset, and then finally drove home. The next day, she texted me, apologizing for ghosting me at the restaurant.
Don't message that girl
She
back.
said that she had a family emergency and couldn't make it.
Why didn't you say that?
Me, being so attracted to her, decided to let it slide and set another date for our date. But the night before our date, she canceled that date too. Now I was getting a little suspicious as to why this woman was refusing to meet me. We had spoken nonstop for like a month by that point, so I could not understand why she avoided meeting me in person. Nonetheless, I tried my best to forge a real relationship with her. But by the end of the second month, she broke up with me. I was hurt, but I had a feeling that she too was getting cold feet on dating an OnlyFans creator. I let it go and decided that it would be best to just focus on getting a job and quitting OnlyFans. I still made content on the site to pay my bills, but after her rejection, I had started to despise the website. One evening, when I was returning from my job, I found an envelope in my mailbox. These days, I hardly get physical mail, so I was surprised to receive one. I took it to my apartment and found some cash in it and a pen drive. I was confused as to who this package was from, but there was no address of the sender on it. I plugged the drive into my laptop and was shocked to see the contents in it. There were some of my OnlyFans videos on it, and then in a separate folder were my pictures. Some of them were from Instagram and Facebook accounts, but a few were candid and clicked when I was at the grocery store or the bank or jogging in the park. However, the last photo completely shocked me.
What?
It was a picture I had sent to the woman I was talking to. I did not post it anywhere. From the content in the pen drive, I had a feeling that I was being stalked.
You are.
But I decided not to report it to the cops as it wasn't so serious.
They probably just want the money.
A few days later, there was another envelope in my mailbox, and looking at it, I instantly knew that it was from the same sender as before.
They're sending you
this
money
time, however, along with some cash, there were portraits of me in my apartment. From the angle, I could tell that those pictures were clicked through my window. The fact that I lived on the first floor may have made it easy to click these pictures.
It did.
This confirmed my suspicion that I was being stalked. I really wanted to report to the cops, but something in me told me to wait and gather some proof. When I went back on Tinder after the harsh rejection, I found out that the woman's account was nowhere to be found. She had deleted it. But just before I was about to toss the envelope into the garbage, a small note fell out of it. All it said was, "It was finally nice to see you in person."
Oh,
I admit I was a bit scared.
It's been her.
I had a feeling that the woman's pictures I had received were fake and that I had been catfished. But I did not understand why anyone would play such games with me. Anyhow, I continued my life as it was, but kept an eye out for a stalker. The fact that I had no idea how this person looked did not help one bit. One evening, I returned home very late from a job interview. I was positive I would get the job. I was feeling so energetic and positive that I decided to go for a late-night jog.
Boy, I don't know why
I drove to the park and started jogging on my usual track. But instead, this time, it was much darker, and I had to use my phone's flashlight to see my path.
No.
Plus, there were hardly any people around.
So why are you still out there?
After about an hour, I walked back to my car and sat in the driver's seat. Before I could understand what was happening, a tight rope was around my neck.
Oh, I called it.
Someone was present in the back of my car and trying to kill me.
Do one of those.
The parking lot was deserted, save for my car.
Do one of those.
So there was no one to help me. I struggled against the rope to no avail.
Let the
My
seat
attacker
back.
was pretty strong.
Ew.
I still managed to get a few words out. Who are you? And please, let me go.
Girl, boy.
So you don't remember me now? I guess you deserve to die then.
Why are you killing me?
A woman said from behind me in a very raspy voice.
Pick your seat back.
And I knew I needed to do something immediately. I had no tools, but my car keys were still in my hand.
You gonna stab her with the key or you gonna start the car?
I extended my headrest as fast and as forcibly as I could and tried to stab the woman with my keys.
Oh!
Suddenly, the rope around my neck loosened.
That's not what I was expecting.
I coughed and touched my neck, which hurt
a lot. Get out the car!
I got out of the car, and the woman was right behind me, running.
Right!
That's when I saw her clearly, and I was definitely catfished.
How are you gonna drive away?
The woman attacking me was grim and old, maybe in her 50s. She wore ripped jeans and dark tank top.
You left the key in her
eye. Her blonde
eye.
hair was a mess, and she had huge bags under her eyes. She looked horrible and scary.
Bitch, why are you stalking me?
I stabbed the key into her eye, and now she was running behind me, covering her bleeding eye with one hand. Rather than running onto the street, I ran back into the park. I knew this place like the back of my hand.
I guess.
I immediately found a safe hiding spot. Then, I fished for my cell phone from my hiding spot and called the cops. I narrated the whole incident to them. I was told the cops would be there in some time. While I hid behind a tree waiting for the cops, I could hear the woman screaming my name and daring me to come out.
Why would I come out?
She was swearing at me and calling me names. She also claimed that she loved me and that I would never love her the way she loved me. Those were the scariest 15 minutes of my life. Soon the cops came to arrest the woman. They escorted me back home and told me that this woman was a murder suspect and that I would have been her third victim. She catfished different male and female OnlyFans artists by stalking them and then killing them. If I hadn't stabbed her, she would have killed me too.
And the bisexual
The cops
killer?
suspected that she was either mentally ill or high or just a psychopath who loved to kill innocent people.
I think it's just psycho.
That night, I immediately deleted my OnlyFans account to avoid such things in the future. But what do you think was the motive of the woman to target so many OnlyFans creators?
I don't know. She was paying y'all. Because she was sending you bread and, bread and USB videos and stuff. Bread and Polaroid pictures of your house and shit. Like, why are you sending me bread if you want to kill me? You're not going to get your money back after I die. Are you mad because you're insecure? And obviously they're comfortable and they're comfortable enough in their bodies to post it? Like, please. Ooh, that's creepy. I knew she was gonna get him in a car.
I imagine most of you here know what OnlyFans is or have heard someone mention it. For those of you who are lying and say you haven't, OnlyFans is a portal where women and men exchange photos with fans in exchange for money. I'm sure you can imagine that these photos must be scantily clad or completely nude. And you're right. But there's room for all kinds of fetishes here, like hand, hair, and even foot photos. My name is Zach, and I had a very successful OnlyFans account, but it really wasn't mine, and that attracted attention that would ruin my life. Like many other people, I started out as a spectator. I would look at various other women's OnlyFans accounts and pay for their photos. One day I wanted to pay and realized that my credit card no longer had funds. Oh my God, how much have I spent here? At that moment, I realized one thing. This place is a gold mine, but how was I going to exploit it? I was quite ugly and I didn't want to expose myself to that either. Just at that moment of doubt, my sister passed by.
Oh, I seen this
and
one.
I had a terrible idea. I took casual pictures of her and started uploading them to a fake account, pretending to be her. The account was just feet and hands. I wouldn't need to use her there. Our skin color is identical, and I can take the pictures myself. Once I created the account, the success started to be instant. Many people wanted pictures of her feet, her hands, hell, even her knees. None of those people knew it was really me. I started to make a lot of money, which made my family suspicious. But since I was bringing money into the house and giving gifts to my sister, they decided not to ask me too many questions. It served me well to do this too, since I felt less guilty about invading my sister's privacy. However, all was not well. Very quickly, the problems started to arrive. At first, I thought it was something simple and that being a man, I would be able to handle it. I would have never imagined that everything would escalate as much as it did. It all started with an innocent message from a guy asking me for pictures of my feet. I accepted and sent them to him. The user was new, but as long as he paid, I had no problem. But as time went by, he started asking for more and more pictures. Initially, I saw him as a gold mine, the best customer I ever had. But I started to worry more and more. His messages became more violent and aggressive. He said he wanted to eat my feet, that he wanted to rip them off my leg and put them as trophies in his house. At first, I didn't pay much attention to him, but when he really scared me, was when he said my name. Thank you for the pictures, Zach. What? How do you know my name? Terrified, I quickly closed the tabs and the account. Suddenly, I received a WhatsApp message on my cell phone. It was a voice message. Do you really think you can scam me? I know everything about you.
I did.
I know what you're doing. And of course, I know where you live.
All right.
Stay calm. I'm not angry. In fact, I don't care about your sister's feet. I want yours. I'm on my way to visit you right now, Zach. In a panic, I started locking all the windows and doors. My sister wasn't home, but my parents were. I couldn't put them in danger. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and went into my room, terrified. With any luck, this would be just a bluff, but I couldn't risk it. Within seconds, I got another voice message. I can still see you, Zach. I'm too close now. How about you make this a little more fun for me? Turn off your webcam, so it's a little harder for me to find you. The webcam? Were you spying on me?
So scary.
Of course he was. This was a hacker. Startled, I unplugged the webcam and instantly, someone knocked on the door. Mom, don't open it. When I came down, it was too late. My mom had already opened the door. But behind her, there was no psychopath. It was my sister and her boyfriend. As soon as they came in, I closed the door again, and a little calmer, I went to my room. Angela's boyfriend was tall and imposing. He would surely defend us if something happened.
Why? You thought you had
Minutes
some
passed,
help.
and I didn't receive any more messages. Was it all over? Now calmer, I heard my door open, and Angela and her boyfriend came to greet me. Hey guys, how are you? Before I could finish my sentence, Angela's boyfriend came up behind me, grabbed me, and covered my mouth so I wouldn't scream. Angela approached him with a cell phone and held it to his mouth. And the man sent a voice message. I told you I was coming for you, little Zach. As soon as he finished sending the message, my cell phone rang. This was the same voice as the man who was stalking me. It was
I don't
him.
need you to send me the message.
So my sister knows what he was doing? Are they trying to teach me a lesson?
Identity theft, Zach. That's not very nice. Do you think your little gifts would make me not realize what you're doing?
Just a little.
With that said, Angela pulled out a handsaw and stretched out my foot.
You think I won't do this? I told you I'd take your feet off and put them on. Do you think I'm a liar?
Having said that, he put the saw on my foot. At that moment, I could feel the cold metal resting on it. My heart began to beat violently. Was he really going to do it?
I'm giving you bread.
You know, Zach, I really don't care about the pictures, but you see, I'm in a much more private business on the deep web, and it bothers those people if my image gets damaged. Don't think I have anything against you, okay? This is more of a punishment for them. It's either this or kill you.
She said, at least I'm letting you live.
I'll be honest with you. I also think you really need a punishment.
He does.
Without further ado, my sister started sawing my foot while her boyfriend was holding me. The pain was indescribable, and she was doing it really slow, so it was even worse. The blood was coming out everywhere, and I could only scream and scream. But I couldn't even scream, because they were holding my mouth. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know if I was going to survive. I was getting dizzy, and I was losing a lot of blood. Suddenly, everything started to shut down.
You're gonna survive.
The pain felt just as intense. But I was running out of energy to even try to scream. Finally, I closed my eyes. When I woke up, I was in my bed, and my parents were in front of me. Had it all been a dream? You're finally awake, Zach. You look better. I lifted the sheet and looked down. My feet were gone. Instead, there were only bandages.
No.
My life was ruined. I started crying wildly. I didn't know how to react.
Hey, calm down. You're going to be fine. Understand your poor sister. Her employers forced her to do this to you.
You know?
Yep, everybody in the family know.
This is the family business. You're just too immature to join. But
that's sad.
She cut off my feet. How can you not be worried?
Because, just like your sister said, you deserved it, son.
Indeed.
Don't make that face. Someday, when you grow up, you'll be able to join the family.
In the meantime, we'll be watching you. Always.
And that was the last time we talked about it. From that day on, I worked honestly from my computer and saved as much money as I could to leave home. When I left, my family always visited my girlfriend and me.
Boy,
everyone pretended nothing was wrong, and just in case, I didn't say anything to my partner. It would be putting her in danger in vain. From that day on, I am condemned to a life of fear. A life in which all my loved ones will always be at risk. From my own family. I know what I did was wrong, but nothing justified living the nightmare that I am living.
Boy.
Nowadays, the only thing I aspire to is to be at peace. But I think I'm asking for too much.
I love that one. When I first seen that one, if y'all could have seen my reaction because of that twist. That twist, are you dumb? What? I was over here like, oh no, who's stalking Zach? Who's stalking Zach? They pulled up at the house. It was his sister and her boyfriend. I said, is it him? Or I said, it's not him. Well, they came knocking on the door. They came in. I said, oh, it's him. He over there crying, boo-hoo, and mom, dad said, it's all right. You deserve this. You need to stop being a little creep stealing shit. He said, oh my God, everybody knew? Yeah, nigga, everybody knew but you. You don't know how to act. So we had to cut your feet off. What? It was a shocker. All of these were good. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. Until next time, I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.